Welcome, welcome on this snowy day in November. Ooh. Yes. Does everybody have their ice scraper in their car? You know, you can just use a credit card if you don't have one. I'm just saying, it works. Speaking from experience, yes. I don't have my little brush or anything in the car, so we'll figure it out. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I hate it when I get snow on my wrist. Like, ooh, you get that. All right, let's get this party rolling. Thank you for everybody who's at home. We've got some welcomes, some compliance updates. Somebody's having a bake sale. I don't know. We're gonna spin the wheel, of course, and a couple of reminders. So just a little visit of our mission, our MVVV, our vision, our values, our perspective. So as a little cultural moment, I thought I've got 3 Gratitude Tuesdays I thought I would read. Thank you, James Krickerberg, who was like, are we gonna read them today? I was like, okay, James, I will read them. I wonder if you have one in here. So we'll find out. So, okay, Robbie, thank you, Robbie, and Level Up for taking the time to train an agent on a whim how to navigate through showing time. You were busy working and literally stopped what you were doing to help. Thank you. And I'm going to guess this is Michelle. Did you write this, Michelle? Because I know you're writing. So thank you, Robbie. Yeah. So much gratitude for my friend Rachel Hauslander, which I'm guessing she's listening at home as she normally does, for helping me with my new logo and a bunch of other stuff. Big hugs from Sue Arnold. I wonder who this last one's from. Thank you to Chris R. I'm going to guess that's Ruskowitz for taking the time to role play a tough scenario with me, which ended up working out great. And to all the agents who help others, the talent and giving spirit we have in this office is world class. James Krickerberg. That we've been doing a lot of script practice lately, right? We've been doing script practice on the Daily Mojo. So we did a script practice on Monday. Diana's not here. Maybe she's listening, but we had to help her through, I think it was Diana. Do you remember, James? It was somebody who got an offer on a home and it was under asking and they needed help with the script because we're not used to getting offers under asking price. Sheila Smith. So and then I think when I sent out the Monday numbers, you got the Monday number email, I included the script in there. So the Daily Numbers has a script in there that you can utilize. It was really good. That came from Lisa Packard. So love those Daily Mojos. And right now we need to help each other out with those scripts. So thank you. We have a welcome in the house. Royce, are you here? Is Royce here? Where's he? Okay. Well, we got him. So that's all that matters. We got him. So, thank you, James Krickerberg, for the referral. Royce joins us from Badger, does about 7 million in production. So, you know, when you see him, welcome him. So I know he'll be meeting with Dawn after this to just get the load on how we handle our zip forms and so on. Best of Milwaukee. Okay, Level Up. Can you share? What do we got going on here?
Sure. So the Shepherd Express, if you're not familiar, it's a newspaper that has that always does like a Best of Milwaukee award thing, and they take votes from the community. And so on under the real estate broker category, because there's like individual agents and there's like teams and brokerages. So it's us, you know, me, Dawn, Robbie, Kim, and Chelsea, Level Up against Shore West. All of Shore West. And Founders 3. It's a commercial real estate brokerage. What? So I would really appreciate if everybody could go into this link after the Z meeting and vote for us. Because like if we lose to Shore West, I get it. But the other hand, if we can beat Shore West, that would be great.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's It's a popularity contest, so it's whoever gets.
Yeah.
And you vote for like best restaurant, best metal band, or whatever else. Luke from Shutter Zone, he's the bass player in a metal band, vote for them. Lean from Shutter Zone also is nominated photography category. Anybody else nominated for some side hustle, let me know, because I'll vote for you. But yeah, just thank you.
We'll do it. All right. It'll be in your meeting recap. All right. So let's get our compliance on. Yes. So just some reminders to go up.
I'll go up. I'll go.
Stage girl. So GMAR, if you haven't, you've missed your chance to save $25 by so if you did not yet renew your GMAR, you can pay the regular price for a couple weeks, and then pretty soon it's going to be more expensive. So if you haven't paid that, pay that. And then your licensing. So remember, this is the time of year that you should be, if you haven't already done it, get your continuing education done. You cannot renew your license until you have that done. You'll need to save those certificates to upload to renew your license. And then once you have that renewed, send Sarah your receipt. So she doesn't need all your certificates. She just wants your paid receipt. She's keeping track of that just to make sure that January 1st, you guys are still in business. So you'll get reminders throughout the month, but make sure if you haven't started that, or if you don't know where to start, like we can talk about that too, but like, let's, just make sure that you're on track so that you can stay in business January 1st. The other thing I wanted to make sure to bring up today, because we've had something that's come up in compliance calls, is just the importance of if you have a vacant listing, you guys, I think you all know, like you have to disclose if it's virtually staged. Right, you have to say like some of these photos were virtually altered. You've got the photo, the furniture that's been added in, might not be the right scale and all of those things. But how many of you guys have ever had a house with a fireplace and then the photographers do a really nice job by making it look like cozy by putting the fake fire in there? So technically that's virtual staging as well. So if your favorite media company puts in a fake fire, and let's say hypothetically the fireplace is not operational, I would maybe talk to them about not putting it in for that listing. But like in the meantime, also like if it is there because it's a possibility to have it added, just make sure that you're disclosing in the public remarks that it is virtual staging. No, yeah.
Shutter Zone definitely always puts the fire in there, so we catch it. We try to catch it and take it out.
And we've had that come up with a couple buyers where they've said, hey, there was a fire in that fireplace. We're like, oh man, yeah, like they just didn't notice, and it's not a big deal. And most of the time it's not a big deal, but in this instance it was to the buyer. So just make sure that you're nobody did anything knowingly wrong. Like I don't think of that as virtual staging myself, but it's like now I will. So just let's just make sure that we're all watching out for each other by sharing. Any other questions? Yeah, Lisa.
Well, I wanted to go back to the licensing.
Yes.
First of all, I completed my CD. Paid, signed up, completed everything, and so I did it because I couldn't divulge hour after hour, but I did it in 2 days. I mean, it was all done, and it doesn't take that long. But course 4, for many of the courses, they give you a required topic if you do, and then there's something to pick. But for course 4, if you can pick topic 4, it's confident practice. I told our team it was so beneficial, so educational, confident practice that everybody needs a good reminder of. So when you get to course 4, topic 4, I think it's good for everyone to all the stuff that was covered, legality things that no stuff like that. So that was awesome. And then I did go, and I paid for my license yesterday, and it came up in the big bold letters. It will take at least 2 full business days before it's processed. So you can't sign up your license on December 14th and expect it to go through. So you have to give it a couple of days in order to be legit on the 14th.
Yep.
So just.
Yeah. Yes.
You mentioned that we have to upload the receipts for the continuing.
Yes. When you go to renew your license, they'll have a spot for you to do that there on the DSPS website. You'll get.
Well, Sarah wants receipt that you applied for your license, not your continuing.
Yes.
Receipt. It's so yesterday when I paid for my license.
Yeah.
I got a receipt emailed to me
Yep.
and I was able to print one out right on the website. I think that's what Sarah wanted, to
Yes.
show that I paid
Yeah.
for my license renewal.
My hesitation is I paid for my license and then did the continuing education after that.
Oh,
Yeah, that's possible. I actually just did that this morning. I paid for my license renewal,
okay,
and then I just have to, it's an extra form that you have to fill out.
Okay.
It's big bold red letters with your license. You fill out that form and say,
That's good to know.
they never used to allow that. You used to not be
I'm
able
gonna
to.
complete my continuing ed in 2036.
That's so weird.
Yeah,
That's
I
good to
promise.
know.
It's like your license. Actually, practice slowly get that basic thing that you actually continue
Huh.
education.
It's like a fake renewal.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's just not. They'll take your money.
I was just gonna take your money. Okay, that's good to know. Thanks, Kyle. Awesome. Any other questions? Alrighty, thanks, guys.
Oh, I have a question. Yeah. So we have to disclose our staging. So
Yes.
if we have a business card and our picture is more than 3 years old, then we can disclose that that's really not us.
Is that technically?
That's virtual staging. Just kidding. Peter has this updated now, so we're good.
It has to be public remarks, can't just be in on the picture
It
remarks.
has to, well, so it said change, put MLS will say in public remarks. So a lot of times when I see it, people add the last sentence, some of the photos may have been virtually altered. If you, it's also a good idea to put a note on that picture.
Yeah.
Too.
Depending on where they browse pictures, like on different websites.
might not
have
show the
captions
words.
under it.
Yeah.
So,
Don't argue with MLS, just
No,
do it.
just, yeah. They might find you.
Just listen.
Okay, wait, real quick. Royce just walked in. Royce in the back. Yeah. Luckily, it's snowing out, so you have an excuse.
Right.
Yeah, so welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so we got all that. Got that. Okay, Lynn Marhuska. Lynn Marhuska. Go.
Oh my goodness,
what's the question mark?
that's what I'm gonna talk about. So, you guys probably heard the announcements a few weeks ago that Focus had some shifting within. We're working on building an amazing team for everyone. That being said, we are now, we have Jenny Klug, who was in Whitefish Bay, is working on some marketing pieces. So some of you may get some emails from her. It's okay, friend, not foe, it's good. We're working on some details, but we've always done new agent training. We want to look at what can we do for you guys as existing agents that have done this a million years. We want to do additional classes and training, whether those are Zoom, whether those are in person, of things that you guys want to learn about. Like, tell us what you want. So that's the question mark. What would you like a training on? I put my email on there. You guys, some of you have my phone number, text me. Give us some input. What is it that we can do on a training aspect to help you to strengthen your skills and make you look like rock stars? So that's all I got.
Anybody have anything offhand right away? You were gonna raise your hand.
Going over the Schedule A and Schedule B and making sure
Absolutely.
what's a real concern and what is something
And
that
something that
will
your
be handled
your
by
title company
yours.
should be handling.
Yeah, go. Maureen?
Yesterday I received the packet on the buyer and seller. What's it called? Buyer and
Yeah,
seller?
so we have, I just see those to Kirk and Merck's, team to see if they like them. We've got some buyer and seller sheets that you can make as part of your listing packet. Nice shiny pages to add to your listing packets that talk about what title insurance is, why you need title insurance, just a real nice little piece of information for when your seller is like yelling at you why you need to pay the title.
Ooh, and they're shiny. You had me at shiny.
They're impressive little pieces. My whole team received it and gave rave.
Yeah, so we've got some new marketing stuff coming up, guys.
Yeah, we like them too. And we're using, we put them in all our seller packs.
I'll get you in the next.
I'll shoot you.
Yeah, cool. Anything else? Because, right, we talk about raising the bar of the industry, and part of our job is to also understand at a brief look, what we need to be looking for in title and why title is important. So it's part of the transaction. So, okay, cool. Okay, somebody's having a bake sale. What's this, Alex? You actually bake?
No.
Woo.
Brownies.
Can I wear your jacket?
Wait, what do you want?
No.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, yes, I am representing the homegrown cappers. I gotta make sure I don't say crappers. Cappers. We are having a Photos with Santa event on December 3rd, and we are having a bake sale. So we are asking if any of you are home bakers that would like to donate any goods, homegrown goods. We are accepting anything that we can basically sell to our clients and our guests who come that day. All the proceeds will be donated to Children's Hospital for their benefits. So really you can give us whatever you want. We just ask that it's prepackaged in some kind of way, whether it's individually or per 6 or per dozen. And then Michelle is the queen of pricing. So she will price it as you package it. So if you package it individually, we'll price it individually. And please, if it has nuts, let us know, because we'll have to put that as an allergy current on there so nobody gets sick. And all items should be fresh and delivered to Michelle before noon on Friday, December 2nd. Fresh. So, I mean, you know, just make it that week. Don't make it today. Don't give it to her today. Just give it to her that
We'll
week.
eat them.
What?
Twinkies last one.
Twinkies, yes, yes, individually wrapped Twinkies. Yep.
From 1987.
Yeah. So if you bake, if you know anybody who bakes, we will take anything that you have. We do have some already in the process of donating. So, and it's for a good cause and you feel good. So,
Can I put you on the spot just for a second?
Yeah.
In regards to the homegrown capper program?
yeah.
Because I'm sure we'll spotlight them maybe in December. So if anybody here has graduated, you know, their first 5 transactions. So like when you joined the homegrown capper program, you were not a capper, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think
You
so.
weren't a capper, and now you're on the ALC,
Mm-hmm.
and
It will be.
yeah. And so anybody here in 2023 it is a commitment. And so we'll present all the details in December, because I know Michelle is recruiting for the homegrown capper program. How would you describe it in your words?
I mean, it's like if you're an individual agent, it's like joining a team, but you get to be an individual agent. You do a couple events a year where you just kind of like bond with everybody and you collaborate and make it an incredible experience for your clients or your sphere. It's fun. We all get along. We all bounce things off each other. We try to promote each other. We try to help each other grow. I know that there's a few cappers already in the group, and like myself, I didn't have to be in it again because I cap, so it's kind of helping you cap, but I stayed in it, and actually I think I'll cap before the end of the year. So and my cap doesn't renew until it works. It works. You'll learn a thing or two. Yeah. 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 And it is true. You're the
Some
of the 5
people
people
you hang around with.
but I hang out with like 15 people.
Not just about
Yeah, yeah. Weekly, we have visitors who come in and share their business with us, and we pick and choose what we want to grab from their business and take it from there. So, and we appreciate everybody who does come in. You know, all the top agents in the office over there too, come in and help us grow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
If you have any questions questions or want to learn more, you can reach out to Michelle again. I think we'll come and talk about it more specifically in December, but just had to put that out there, so. All right, spin the wheel time. It's spinning wheel time. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So who here host or hold to at least 2 open houses? Of course. Yes. Come on, you can spin the wheel. So tell us about your open houses. Anything to share?
I got a couple new leads and a new buyer. They haven't signed yet, but they're gonna sign because when we get out of here, I'm calling and saying, hey, I sent it. And I may even go by their house today. They're gonna sign that thing. They want me to be their agent. So.
Yeah.
Two as well, and one of them, my phone got taken by his seller.
I still want to hear. the
I
story.
don't even know, like, I set my stuff on the kitchen table, and then they were still there, obviously, when I got there, and just kind of scrambling about, and I wanted to go take a look at the house, and then they're like, okay, we're leaving, I was like, all right, cool, you know, blah, 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 and then I like go grab my phone, because it was on the kitchen counter, and I was like, well, that's weird, I know, I'm like, I know, I'll put it there, and so I had my Apple Watch, and so I pinged it, I don't hear anything, I'm like, so I'm like, okay, and I'm like, find my phone, and it was like a mile away. I was like, oh my God, but it let me do like an alert noise, and so it did that, and then like a minute later, he's calling. Yeah, but it was a really good open house. I picked up 4 potential buyers and 1 buyer seller, and then we are hopefully going to look at a property on Wednesday, and then they'll be signing a buyer secret. So they're good.
Yeah. All right.
I had 2 this weekend, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. We had one on 15th Street on Saturday. That one was fun because the thermostat was broke, so the house was vacant too, so I was standing there freezing pretty much, but decided doing pretty well. We got an AO on that, so that's good to hear. And then we had one on Sunday as well. It was productive. Everyone had buyers that came through, so that kind of sucked for me, but it went well.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, spin the wheel, see what you get. Yeah. Oh, you get take a sticker sheet. I've been waiting for somebody to get a sticker sheet. We all love these for our water bottles and our computers. I know the coveted sticker sheets. Guess what? You can qualify next week. You get to pick one.
I think you can pick 2.
No, you can pick a sheet because I got to save them for our next,
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Spin the wheel. What do we get? What do we get?
Showing booty.
Okay, you got
I
booty
need them though. No, I need
Oh,
them. So
you
that's
get
good. Thank you.
$25.
Pick them up. Okay, you get to pick them up. All right, so next week, this is like super easy. Everybody should be up here next week. Make thank you calls to past clients to say thank you for their past business and ask them for leads. Don't stop until you add 5 contacts to your database. Ooh. I mean, come on.
Bold 100 on Monday.
Yeah, Bold 100. We're going to talk about that next. Don't forget, we're doing our Bold 100 on Monday. So.
You can just spend 20 times if you had 100 people.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So just a Thanksgiving reminder, next week we're pretty shut down. We're here, but we're just, no contract training, no homegrown capper, no team meeting or biz skills. However, we've got our Bold 100 on Monday, right, Kyle? Woo, woo. Kyle and I are leading that. So here, who's all coming to the Bold 100? Yeah, look at that. All right, so we will be up here all together, supporting each other, having some fun together. Bring your list, even if you want to just do a Bold 50. Come and join us, right? Or Bold 25, whatever. Just come and join us. So we are going to have lunch provided by Focus Title and coffee and snacks by 8+. So, okay, cool. So make sure that you do RSVP to the front desk 1063 at KW, or just go visit Amazing Brook at the front desk. Just want to make sure we have a head count so we know how much food to have. Cool. The week inside the zoo. Oh, just a reminder for our bold attendees next week, it's in the zoo.
This week.
This week.
Wow.
This week, I mean tomorrow. I meant tomorrow. Tomorrow. We don't have bold next week. It's in the zoo.
At the Fact Pavilion, walk in, say you're part of Bold, and you'll have signage and people directing you where to go. Change it up a little.
Yeah. Is it like a really long walk? Should we wear boots if it's snowing? Yeah. Okay. I'm so excited that,
Right behind the thing.
I mean, we're gonna totally get distracted. It's gonna be so fun. So that's exciting. All right, bringing up Charlie. He's got some numbers to share. Numbers.
Good afternoon, guys. So I'm gonna change your perspective on the current market at the moment. Okay? We have October data in, and instead of regurgitating the same old message that we've seen, I'm gonna shift your mindset as to around what's going on within the market. Cool? And here's the perspective I woke up with this morning. I went downstairs, started to snow, and my kids asked me if it was Christmas. And they didn't think it was Tuesday, I have to go to school, or, oh my gosh, last week, Thursday, it was 75 degrees and sunny. Today it's 4 inches of snow. But their perspective was joy and positivity. It's Christmas. I'm like, oh, it's not quite Christmas, but I love where your head's at. Okay. Here's the thing. I would challenge you to view the lens of the world of the market of the moment through that of which my 5-year-old did this morning. Okay. Because here's why. Here's what I know. I went through this a little bit last week, and I'm only sharing to be real with you. When listings taken are down 19%, contract buyer side contracts were down 33, and closed units were down 28 this year versus last year in October. And then you're getting that regurgitated across Twitter. You're getting it regurgitated across Facebook. Here's what happens. A lot of folks shut it down. And it's the woe is me. Oh, this market isn't good. It's unhealthy, this, that, and the other, right? Here's a similar way to look at the data. Total for sale inventory right now this year versus last year down 22%. Under contract and listings taken was the same as what I just showed. Okay. This is what everybody's talking about. Oh, there's a bubble, this, that, and the other. Now, I want to shift your mindset to thinking about as if every day is Christmas just because it's snowing. Okay. First of all, this is showing time activity across North America. Okay. This is showing time activity across Wisconsin. I'm going to go back and forth, back and forth. What's your perspective? The trends are similar, but we're fortunate from a standpoint of our demand isn't as soft as the rest of the country. Okay. Our demand isn't as soft as it is across the rest of the country. The trend lines are similar in terms of where it's falling, but the gap between the two is significantly different. Okay. So as you're thinking about, oh my gosh, this is what's going on in the market, people are still transacting real estate. Okay. Then take a look at this. October this year versus October last year. Again, this is a little small. Average price points were up 11%, median price points were up 6%. Homes are still appreciating despite the fact that closed units were down pretty substantially. Then I want to make a real point of this. This is price per square foot. The reason why we look at price per square foot is a very static measure. Okay, it really doesn't change. Price per square foot on new inventory was up 21%. On sold inventory, it was up 11%. Here's my takeaway if you're a listing agent. Under contract was only up 2%. Okay. So the good news, and again, where I'm sharing the shifting perspective is there's good news in this market. You just have to find it, and then you have to regurgitate it with positivity and be radiant and positive, and you will attract the buyers or the sellers you wish. Okay, but here's my one concern. Listing agents are getting a little too aggressive in terms of their pricing. How do I know that? Because new inventory is coming in 21% higher than what it was last year on price per square foot, and yet the buyers who are going under contract are getting it for only 2% more. So there's a gap there between listing agents and buyer agents that we have to pay attention to. But again, the good news in all of this, our buyer demand remains healthy, and sellers who are selling are still seeing appreciation of their values. Right? And the more that we believe that and regurgitate that to our clients in our database, you will get that back in return. If all you're doing is talking about numbers that look like this, those that want to transact real estate will. They will just find it with those who believe that will help them through a difficult process. Right? So perspective is important to maintain. Yeah, Nate.
You put it in 2019 numbers too, it's pretty interesting because 2020, 2021 were an anomaly because of the pandemic. And like showing activity from 19 to now isn't that much different. Everyone thought 2019 was great.
Yeah.
You know,
So we're on trend, and I'll actually get there in a second. We're on trend with a market that's like what 2018 and 2019 was. The problem is, and you understand that, which is great, recency bias is a real problem. Oh my gosh, this guy's falling. This guy's falling on like the best market ever. I mean, the sky isn't falling. It's just coming down from the best market ever. And I'll show you what that looks like. We just have to, you gotta remember, the media is gonna run with the market's down 30% in October. It's super soft, pay attention. Perspective over a longer time horizon tells you it's still a really healthy market, right? And again, both clients and real estate agents, what my concern is more of the recency bias. Oh my gosh, I'm having my worst year ever. Well, was it better than 3 or 4 years ago? Yes. You're still doing okay, right? So perspective is important. Consider this in the last 90 days. 7,306. Anybody have a guess?
Transaction.
New listings. There were 7,306 new listings that came to the market in the last 90 days. 7,000. It's a lot of listings in the last 90 days. If you think about it, whether that's up or down doesn't really matter. There's still 7,306 new listings. The question is, were they listing with you or were they listing with somebody else? Right? 5,632
Sales under contract.
units under contract. Units under contract. There were 5,632 units that went under contract. Again, that's a considerable amount of business. Lastly, 6,570 closed units. Okay. What I'm trying to help challenge you with is this. We follow what goes between our RAS. Our RAS is what we hear in between our own 2 ears. The more that we believe those two things, the more we show up with those two things. And like a lot of people like to say, you know, this is the clear example of mindset of abundance or the mindset of scarcity. The mindset of abundance is there's plenty of business to be had. I just have to go and find the piece of business that I desire to do based on what my goals are. Mindset of scarcity is the market's down 33%. Oh my gosh, I don't deserve anything. Well, 6,570 other transactions still happen. And so I would just, as you go through this period of time and you're thinking about it, just focus on the next. Focus on the next. Like last week, we talked about the Navy SEAL sprays that talks about make it to the next meal, make it to the next meal, make it to the next closing.
Real quick, the number on that is like 78% of all the listings that were put on the market in the last 90 days got a contract. Pretty compelling to tell your.
Yeah, 7,300 listings, 5,600 units that went under contract.
It's like around
That's
77%,
80%. Yeah. 80%. So it's a good time to sell and it's still a good time to buy. We just have to maintain healthy perspective to help people navigate through because there are people that have to buy and there are people that have to sell. Right?
yeah, James, how many did you compete with?
Now, Nate, this is the preview of where I was going with about the outlook. Dr. Lawrence Yun, who's the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, came out with his future look last week. Okay. His 2022 forecast is down 15% in total closed units, but up 10% in appreciation. Now, this is national data, right? His 2023 forecast is only down 7% versus this year versus last year. With home appreciation still rising, just slightly up a tick, and he's predicting mortgage rates are still going to continue to hover around 7%. Okay. The 2024 forecast in the next 2 years is actually bounced back pretty quickly. There is positivity within the market that we're working in. So what I don't want you to hear, or what don't want you to consume, is that all I'm consuming is the sky is falling, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. It's not falling. It's just,
Can I
yeah.
add to that too? So just perspective, I was thinking of my kids who are in college. If this was this every year, they, when they graduate college, would not be able to afford a home. So those are great conversations to have. It's unhealthy to have appreciation in home value of 16, 25, 50%, there's some markets 50%. Eventually, the young people will not be able to afford homes. Like, we have to level out.
Yeah. There's great news in every market. You just have to find the opportunity for the news and then perpetuate it with your database. Right? Here's the last thing I'd share with you. This is data that I just pulled this morning. And this is brokerage brand results. Okay. This is through today. Okay. From a KW standpoint, has nothing to do with where our position is. But there were 3 really important factors that I wanted to call out. 1, KW as a whole lists homes faster than any other brand within the top 10. Average days on market across all KW associates across the 5-county metro area is 20 days. Okay. KW associates work at price points that are 19% higher than the market average, which is number 2 in the metro MLS of the top 10. Compass is the highest of 5. Okay. So not only are KW associates selling homes faster than anybody in the marketplace, they're also working at an average price point that's 19% higher than the market average. And it's the only brokerage growing in the top 6. Here's why I share this with you. You are incredibly fortunate to surround yourself with incredibly productive people. And last week I had an opportunity, I went to a speaker series on Wednesday afternoon that talked about the importance of culture and community and how do you win the talent war for the future. It had nothing to do with real estate. Like, I was with companies that were in manufacturing and all these different segments and spaces. And the speaker who came to speak talked about the studies that they're doing, and that in the last 3 years, they have now seen in the last 2 months the fastest uptick of people coming into the office, utilizing their community and leveraging the people they work with from a community standpoint to get through a very chaotic time. Is recession happening? Is it not? Amazon's laying off 10,000 workers before the holidays. FedEx just cut 13% of their workforce ahead of the holidays. What's happening? And the point of his message was that the US labor force is actually telling us that community and culture is vitally important. And that I think sometimes it's lost on like, oh, who's number 1 or this, that, and the other isn't the point. The point of it that I just wanted to share of what I was really proud about amongst this group, because this is a viewpoint on all of your productivity, is you guys are surrounded by incredible people. And leveraging that community and that network will help you get through the headwinds of whatever the market of the moment we all face is. And so I just thought it was a cool thing to share with the group to say, hey, look, everybody's going through it. And the person to the right of you and the person to the left of you is going through it too. And that's what will help you get through the market. Cool. Beautiful.
Is that slide deck anything that's shared with us?
It'll be in the team meeting recap.
Okay.
Yeah.
We share that. Yeah. And
I know like sometimes his slide deck's different, so I don't.
yeah, no, it's.
I throw them in there now.
PowerPoint, yeah. Can I get clarity on days on market? So is days on market from the time
AO.
accepted offer, the C?
Yeah.
Or is it from
Look it up.
pending? Is it accepted offer or pending?
No, it's AO. Yeah.
AO.
Yeah. It
Okay.
literally says when you
Okay.
go to
Offer
the
is-
site, ask when did you accept an offer? That's it.
Yeah, but that's different than what he's saying.
No, it's not.
But it's.
See, Max, I'm getting an answer to your
Yeah,
question.
Super clear. What he's saying is different than what you're saying.
No, you're saying retroactive, when you're putting in the accepted offer, it changes that to the pending.
How about,
It does not stop the days on market, but when you close it, if you put the accepted offer date as a pending date.
Yeah.
Then it, the days. Yeah, but that's.
Yeah.
Technically, our.
So when you're looking up-
Pending law.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Here's the thing to remember.
No, that's.
Days on market is not what you should be determining if you're putting it in as active with offer or pending. If you read the MLS rules. If you have an accepted offer without a bump clause. And the seller says, I am not going to show the property anymore and I will not accept a secondary offer. You're supposed to put it in pending.
Yeah.
That's the rules.
No one does.
I do.
So it's data.
1%. Shut up.
Yeah. Either way, okay, I didn't mean to create a controversy. It's just that Max had asked me.
the data is directional
So,
in nature.
I mean, it's, garbage in, garbage out.
Of
So.
a ton of, I wouldn't say it's garbage in and garbage out, I actually disagree. It's a conglomerate of everybody's data.
Right.
It's directional in nature. You're not gonna go to a seller and say, I guarantee you, sell your house in the next 2 days. Data tells you. No, but the purpose of it wasn't as a comparison. The purpose of it is you're surrounded by really incredible people, lean on your
Yeah.
community. And there's a story that talks about a potted flower. And if the potted flower doesn't bloom, do you blame the flower or do you blame the environment? You blame the environment. And so you look at the environment that you guys are a part of and said, like, more so this was just kudos to this group. Say, guys, you're part of a really productive group.
Yeah.
You're proud of the group that you surround yourself with. And it's highly productive, really efficient, they're really good. I wasn't there to argue whether days on.
No, I was more asking because Max had Max literally asked me yesterday, and so at the same time, it's still data that you can share with.
Well, I'm trying to get the broker metrics and something you just have access to, right?
Yeah.
We can't pull that.
Well, it's just a data source that pulls
Yeah.
from.
And it's,
Absolutely, but I can do a command. No, I can't. He's doing comparison models by picking areas and then taking a time frame. I'm literally manually entering that into everything and then creating my own graph in order to do that. So I've been asking the office for like a year to give something like this.
Okay, you can get it in our yard.
okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well,
I've
set
gone
up
down
a
that road. I love it. Thank you.
yeah. Anyway, tomato. Okay, so good stuff though. Okay, I'm gonna start with something that we call the opportunity map. Has anybody ever seen the opportunity map before? Some, a few, here and there. Okay, so, and I'm gonna tell a little story. So I started here. So I was an agent. I started in 1998. Some of you weren't born yet, anyway, 24 years ago. So I started out as an agent. And I was at a traditional brokerage, and then I went to a couple other brokerages, and then I knew I wanted to be in leadership. So about 10, 12 years in, I knew that I had a gift, I had a calling, and I knew that my why was bigger than working with buyers and sellers. And so I knew that I really wanted to help the real estate agent. I have a passion for the real estate agent as a small business owner. And where I was had nowhere for me to go. There was a broker owner, and it was the broker owner who made all the decisions. And I had a lot of questions. I had questions on, well, what is our budget? Or I had all these high level, big thinking questions about how the business was running and how I could be a part of the business. So I was a recruiter at Remax, and I was just calling like I do. And I called this gentleman by the name of Tom Martin. And so Tom Martin had said to me back in 2015, I was calling him, hey, Kim, I went to Keller Williams, but yes, I'll for surely have coffee with you to learn about Remax. And I said, who is a Keller? And what is a Williams? I was like, what are you talking about? I have no idea. And the funny thing is I was thinking back to it and I remember him saying, well, we'll have to get together after family reunion. I'm like, my gosh, you're having family reunion? What is that all about? Well, he was talking about Keller Williams. So anyway, we met for coffee and he turned the tables on me and he said, you want to know what? There is a need in the Whitefish Bay office for a team leader, a TL. I'm like, okay. I said, I'm not looking to move from Remax. And he's like, yeah, but I think you'd be a really good fit. And you're not going to recruit me to Remax now, but I'm going to recruit you to Keller Williams. He said, okay, well, I'll take a meeting. So I remember meeting Maureen and Rick Saleh at a Starbucks in Brookfield. And I remember Rick actually pulled up in a truck that had a trailer. I don't know where he was going. I don't know if you guys owned an investment property. I don't even remember, but we were outside and you were telling me about this vision that you had to make a difference in the Metro Milwaukee area. And I wanted to be a part of it. And so I left Remax at a time when Keller Williams in Milwaukee North Shore had something like 53 agents, something like that, to start something different because somebody showed me this and they said, Kim, you can be more than an agent. So Keller Williams gives you a world where you can be a coach if you want. You could be a market center investor if you want. You can become a mega agent team if you do 10 million in production or more, like Jay Schmidt Group did for a while until they were able to rent some space next to the North Shore office. And you can take your team and you can go hang a shingle and it looks like it's your own office, but you still have the support from the main office. And so as you see here is Market Center Team Leader. It's one of the greatest opportunities to expand in other areas. And so that was 7.5 years ago. And then I came here and we built this baby up and we've got lots and lots of offices. And as Charlie said, we now are doing pretty well. We have over 800 agents in the area. So 7.5 years ago when I started this role, I had itty bitties. Well, I thought they were itty bitties. They were in middle school children. And I knew that eventually, obviously, they would grow up and my husband and I would be on our own. And as you guys all know, I got suckered into buying this property in 3rd Ward, right? So we sold our big house, we moved on. Well, my husband can retire now in about a year. I don't know if he will, but he can. And so for a while, I would say for the last couple of years, I remember saying to Scott, do you remember I said to you, I do want to do something besides being. You kept saying to me, how many years? What did you say?
13.
He said, oh, you can in 13 years. In 13 years.
That's pretty reasonable.
Right, right. And then all of a sudden it was the 2nd year we were together and you said, oh, it's still 13 years. And then it was the 3rd year together and you're like, it's 13 years, right? So we kept saying 13 years, right? But I don't move slow. I was like, I don't want to wait 13 years. I do want to do something bigger. I want to do something different. And so I have given notice. I'm just going to go back here because who doesn't want to look like a butt at a bunch of pictures of himself? That I'm going to be retiring from my TL role at the end of the year. I've done my job. Like, look at you, little buddies I grew up. Right? And so I've given my heart, I've given my soul. I have given everything. Started at 40, 50 agents. We now have over 800 and I did play a piece to all of that. But I'm ready. I'm ready to support my husband when he retires and be his sugar mama. So I don't know what that will be yet. I'm spreading my wings and I'm not leaving Keller Williams. I don't know if I'm going to be a MAPS coach. I don't know if I'm going to work for Jeff Glover. I've reached out to him. I don't know what it's going to be. I just know I had to be honest with integrity and I had to talk to the investors here. Scott, Jeremy, Chris, Maureen, Charlie, and raise my hand and say, listen, it's time. It's time. It's time for somebody else to fill my beautiful heels because I can't wear them anymore. No, they could be a man too, but let's be honest. It's time to give somebody else an opportunity and So that's what I'm doing. So I just wanted to tell you here that that's what I'm doing. And so I'm really excited. And as I said to the ALC, maybe now you'll be paying me for coaching. So that's okay, right? I'll cash those checks. I'm also looking for an opportunity where I can work more remotely, right? So that we have a little bit more freedom that way. But you're gonna be okay. You have an amazing leadership team. We have an amazing plan in place. I don't know, Charlie, do you want to come up and share anything in regards to what we're gonna do?
Come on. we're in this together. So, first of all, I can't thank Kim enough. It's a tough gig. It's hard. And she's poured her heart and soul into it for 7 years. And I don't think, there's, I said this with Scott, ultimately made a decision. Sometimes you like eating the sausage, and once you know how the sausage is made, you can only know. It's a weird analogy.
And if anybody who knows me, I do not eat sausage. Or
No, I don't know. Where I'm going with this is just saying, like, there's a front of house and there's a back of house. And, Kim wants to spread her wings to go do other things. And our job, my job, Scott's job, Maureen's job is to support her in that. To say, great, how are we going to help her find her next gig so that she can support her? And it starts with an honest conversation. It, quite frankly, to be totally transparent, started in February or March. Because after her accident, we had dialogue.
We did.
And we're trying to figure out what that looked like. So Kim's been a great leader. She was here from day one at KW in Milwaukee, and it's totally changed the landscape of the business, I think, across the brokerage community. And that's a true testament to Kim. So in my office on the top of the board, it says a clear vision is attractive to talent. And I think what my goal today in the next 2 minutes is just to try and give you the vision for what this looks like. So between now and the end of the year, Kim will still be here to help us with a smooth transition. In the interim, Kelly and I are going to be locking arms to do this together. And I would ask you for grace and patience. And I get it. You may not have a lot of patience, and time is not your friend. But here's what I would tell you. Kelly's been here since March. Since March, Kim took a leave of absence. Scott stepped in. Kim came back. Scott stepped out. Kim stepped out. I stepped in. It just it's been a lot of change, right? But
And I'm here.
there's one constant. But I.
So yes, now we know what the problem is.
So my point in saying that is this: is the two of us are going to do this together. I'll be much more present on a daily basis while working with Kim and Kelly to make this transition. And I will tell you across Milwaukee, of all my priorities, this is priority 1A. In making sure that we find the right fit and the right function in that order. Because as I told the ALC earlier this morning, we've made mistakes. We hired for function thinking we could make the fit. That doesn't work. You have to find the right fit because you can teach the function of the role. And I also said to the ALC this morning was they will be a part of the process in helping us identify our next leader. The beauty of it is years ago when we started this, in the KW world, Milwaukee wasn't on anybody's radar. It was a suburb of Chicago. And in 7 years, just showing the brokerage trends that we've seen. Now there's something very special going on in Milwaukee. And we have a lot of people that are raising their hands. And I would tell you this, if you're interested in the role and want to have a conversation, let's talk. Because I'm most interested in fit. And sometimes that could be someone sitting in this room. And sometimes, you know, it's okay and healthy to look externally too. And we want a diverse candidate pool for the role. Our goal is to have the role announced and filled before the end of the year. So I will be moving very fast to identify a diverse candidate pool because A, it's important. B, I think stability is important, security is important, and that you guys understand what this looks like and where it's going. Does that make sense? So the reason why I asked for a little bit of grace and a little bit of patience is there's just been a lot of change here in the last several weeks, months. And it's not lost on me the impact that it can have on you and your businesses. And I am working with a sense of urgency, or we are working with a sense of urgency to serve you. Anything else? Or anything you want to say? Not to put you on the spot.
I did wonder if it was me. I just, it's difficult, but exciting. So it's like that bittersweet moment of, if anybody does have kids, you feel that like you're so proud and, but also sad for yourself a little bit when they move on. So, Kim actually did mention this during my hiring process. So it wasn't like, surprise. It did come quicker than I wanted it to, because I love you so much. But it's exciting.
And I would be remiss if I didn't mention Michelle and Allison, who've been the bedrocks with him in this place for a long time. And that what I value the most of me coming in to try and help support and find the next leader is like the institutional knowledge that these guys have is unparalleled to the people who they serve. And I said this morning, and I fervently believe this. Kim and Allison are the definition of servant leaders.
Michelle and Allison.
Sorry, Michelle and Allison are the definition of servant leaders. And so they'll help support this group and help support us while we serve you, while we figure out what this looks like to provide you a very stable and secure leadership team in order to maximize your relationship with Keller Williams and to maximize the impact of the resources that we provide you.
Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah.
I also do want to say that I am so grateful to be a part of this organization and this team. You guys have accepted me with such warm, open arms, and I am shocked and honored to be a part of this and to be able to help you guys grow. So thank you for that as well.
Yeah, I'm glad you finally took my recruiting call.
Oh yeah, the whole story was I met with Kim. I was gonna open my own office. I was fully disposed with exit. I was looking for places to open a shop, and she kept calling, and I was like, yes, I will meet with you, and I will take all your information and I will use it in my own office. And then she, I met with her twice, and then she called me before Christmas, during Christmas, after Christmas. She's like, I got this opportunity. I kept sending her a voicemail, and her very last call was, for the love of God, would you just call me back? And here I am.
So on the theme of clear vision, I just wanted to kind of show you guys an updated org chart. This isn't fully, I mean, this isn't everyone who will help support you guys. So K-Rock will be interim team leader, and then we have Brooke as director of first impressions. Michelle and Allison, they're the bedrock in this place. Like, I have the utmost respect for them and their talents. one of the things that we have identified with the amount of turnover we've had is we have some gaps in terms of resources and the ability to which we can maximize the relationship with you and for you. So while we're going through a little bit of a transitionary phase, I'm going to pull some resources from our other locations in order to serve you in the highest level possible. So Lindsay Brannick, who's been with us for 4.5 years, has been with Command basically since day one, is our tech and marketing coordinator, is going to be integrated into the leadership team down here to help support the agents. More news to come on that. That was actually already happening before Kim's transition. This is just speeding some of these things out. The other thing is Kathleen Wooten, who's also been with us for about 4 or 5 years, is going to come down and support us in a support function of like from an agent services. And one of the things that we really want to do is these roles will get backfilled. And yet it's also very important for me that we find whoever is the next team leader, the right fit, and that the puzzle pieces all make sense, that they have the opportunity and the ability to build out a team to serve you guys and serve the entire market center in a way in which that their vision can come to fruition. And so we're going to pull resources of people who are already doing these roles at a high level to support the Southwest Market Center. And then as we transition things over the next 3 to 4 months, you'll start to see other positions posted. And I'm just going to pause. Any questions, comments, feedback? I just wanted to make sure it was clear. We have a very clear plan as to how this is.
Okay.
With that, if you are interested in having a conversation about the role and it's intriguing to you, and Kim talked about the opportunity map, call me, shoot me an email, hit me up on, I'll be available. I would love to have a conversation because my goal is to move fast, and my goal is to include us in the decision making process to make sure.
Awesome. And just a reminder, we do not have a team meeting next week. So I'll see you here in this room in December, I guess. All right, thank you. Now it's February party. Thanks, guys at home.